our execution wasn't as good. I think we were settling a little bit on offense. We got stressed out a little bit. They had some guys hit some shots. When we were stretched out.
Next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, Luka only 2 for 8 in the second half. Did you see something different there defensively on him in that stretch, or what do you think the issue was there?
They were pretty physical with him.
The next question, Chad Leistico.
Hey, Fran. Bohannon plays 20 minutes, so he's camped 20 in the second half. We didn't see Joe Toussaint or Perkins much at all. Any reason for that on your end?
I thought Bohannon was playing really well, and I wanted to leave him out there. I kind of went with my veteran guys in this game. In retrospect, I probably should have gone to those guys for a few minutes, giving those other guys some rest.
Mark Emmert, question for Coach.
Yeah, Fran, you went 3 minutes and 41 seconds late without a field goal. Did you feel like you guys were kind of getting away from what was working for you, or did you like the shots you got there?
I think we got some good shots. I thought we got some possessions that weren't good shots. I think that's fair to say. Would like to have gotten a few more offensive rebounds in that situation. Weezy got one big one there, I thought. I thought we had some, pretty clean looks. We were trying to run some action, and didn't convert at the same time they were.
The next question from Mike Halas.
Fran, they made, if you answered this earlier, I'm sorry, I got booted from here, but they made 4 threes in a very short period of time down the stretch. I guess what's the explanation, or what's the blame for that?
I think at some point, you got to say we weren't as active in our slides as we should have been, but, give them some credit as well. They made them.
Coach, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Coach, just following up on your earlier comments, in retrospect about playing Joe and Tony more, do you go talk to them now after this and, you keep their heads up? I'm sure they really wanted to be out there and felt like they could have contributed.
Yeah. We'll have conversation. I have no doubt that those guys will be ready on Sunday.
The next question, Coach, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, a lot of those threes they were hitting were very, very deep, though. Did you guys see that on the scout? Was that a surprise to you how deep they were shooting some of those 3 balls from?
Washington and Aaron's, they have range, so we were above the 3-point line on them, which spreads your zone. So you got to give them credit. They were really, really deep. And Aaron's had missed a bunch, and then he caught fire there, hit 3 in a row. But, we basically told our guys be above the line, and they were, and they hit them anyway. So, like I said, you can always talk about what we didn't do or what we should have done, but at some point you got to give credit to those guys that made them.
Any other questions for Coach Fran McCaffery? Coach, question from Rob Howe.
Fran, how are you feeling about this team right now? You've lost 3 or 4, but all 3 of those losses, it's just come down to plays at the end of the game. Seems like you guys are right there. It's just getting over that hump.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rob. And that's, I think, what's disheartening, what's disappointing, because you feel like you're in a position to win and you don't win. You feel pressure as a coach, like I should have done something different. We talked about, okay, play some different guys. I went with my veteran guys. We lost. All right, so maybe we should have played some guys and rested them a little bit. And you talk about, okay, we should have maybe run some different stuff, should have changed defenses more or earlier. Those are the things that we'll discuss. So, it's like you're disappointed and you look and say, okay, they made too many threes. Well, we made a bunch of threes too, but they made too many threes and we got out rebounded. We didn't adjust, those kinds of things, but we did some good things. It wasn't all horrible. We just played a really good team and we're right there with them. And we just have to do better, at crunch time.
Next question from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Fran, a two-part question. First of all, CJ's status, is there anything new on him? When did you know he couldn't go tonight? And then secondly, Jack Nunge has really started to come out from three in his absence. I guess what do you like out of Jack right now?
Jack was fabulous. I think, 18 and 6, a couple of assists. I thought his activity was really good. CJ is legitimately still day to day. We pretty much knew yesterday he wasn't going to go today. But even left that open to see how he felt today, and he wasn't ready to go. So it's still day to day. But Jack Nunge is doing what I think he expected of himself, what we thought he would do when he got here, and it's fun to see. It's fun to see how well this kid is playing, and the key thing about it, he's just going to keep getting better.
Anything else for Coach McCaffery?
They taking shots deeper than you were anticipating them.
And we got a lot of errands going late, and we got a guy that hasn't made a three since December 19th. Bank a three in with Brown, and Young is hitting threes in the corner. I guess they just have a lot of confidence in shooting threes tonight, and but it's not acceptable for us to let Washington and Aaron's get free for threes.
Jordan, the next question from John Schaefer.
Jordan, you guys are up 11 at one point in that game. What are the emotions like when you let a lead slip away like that and end up with the L tonight?
It sucks. We want to win the game, and we're up 10-11. Just didn't get some stops and didn't execute on offense.
The next question, Jordan, from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Jordan, I covered that game. I think it was a couple years ago, and Aaron's just went nuts over in Columbus. So when he was getting hot, you have flashbacks to that moment, and you guys knew you had to be on him, right?
Yeah, that was one of the guys we marked in our zone not let to get open and get hot. I thought we did a really good job of that in the first half with, keeping close to him, not let him get any open looks, but, we let him fly by. We flew by a couple of times, and just didn't communicate where he was at in the zone, and he was able to get free for a couple buckets. So, we get a couple of stops when he hits those threes. It's a totally different game.
The next question from Scott Docterman.
Yeah, Jordan, in the last two games, you've had points in the second half where you've been up 11 tonight, 9 against Michigan State, and then they kind of immediately evaporate, the leads do. Is there some commonality there? Is it a defensive thing? Is it an offensive thing where you're not getting good shots or you're not being as efficient as you should be that's allowing those leads to evaporate as quickly as they have been?
We scored 85-plus points. I wouldn't say it's an offensive game and offensive thing, and we only turned the ball over 5-6 times in the game. So, our offense was really good tonight. And we thought we did a good job coming out of the second half. I thought we did a really good job being energized and coming out, and we extended to 10-11. And, I think we just let us slip away play after play. We just didn't get a stop, and we let one bad play turn into 2-3 bad plays. We had a couple of bad possessions on offense during that timetable for them to make that run, and we just didn't really respond after that.
Jordan, the next question from David Eicholt.
Yeah, Jordan, obviously you guys are going through a rough stretch right here, but, you guys didn't expect that as a veteran team, but how do you kind of, keep the team together in a moment like this? I know you guys still have a lot to play for, but how do you kind of keep that mindset that you still have everything to play for?
There's a lot of season left. To say that coming into this year, the team was going to go undefeated and run the table in the Big Ten to win the title I think that's ludicrous to even think that, knowing how good this conference is this year. And that was one of the top teams in the country. They're number 7 in the country coming in, and we knew it was going to be a battle. It's not like we were going to know that we step foot in the court, it was going to be a game we just run away with. It was a game that was going to be a battle, and it was definitely a battle from minute one down to, the final minute. So I think we just got to keep moving forward. We got a long stretch ahead of us still. I think we have a lot of away games coming up and a lot of chances for us to get our footing back. And I think the character in this locker room says that we can do that. And, we've done that numerous occasions already throughout my career to be able to respond and continue to respond after adversity. And, Luka and I and Weezy, all the upperclassmen know that it's what matters at the end of the turn at March to what deciphers between a really good team and a great team. And I think we still have a really great team here, and we still have a lot of chances to, continue to build our resume.
Jordan, the next question from Mike Halas.
Moments ago, Joe Wieskamp said that he thought that the team's making too many mistakes. It keeps making. Do you agree with him? And if so, what would those be?
I think we just need to communicate better in the zone. It's man-to-man zone. Great defenses to communicate, and I think our communications is kind of lacking on that end of the floor. And I think as we move forward, it's been there. We've done it before. We've done it against Purdue. We've done it against North Carolina. We've done it against really good teams. Our defense was top-notch for 40 minutes. It's just we have 6-7 minute stretch where it just kind of diminishes a little bit, and we just need to find out how to kind of respond to these runs that teams make on us. It's going to be a high-scoring game. We know that, going into most of our games this year, but at the end of the day, we need to limit those 5 to 6 minute runs that these teams go on.
Jordan, the next question from Mark Emmert.
Jordan, you said the offense was really good tonight, and obviously it was for most of that game, but there was a stretch there late where you didn't score for 3 minutes and 41 seconds. What did you see in that stretch? Were you getting the same shots that you wanted to get, or were you just missing them, or did something change for you offensively?
I think Ohio State is just a really good defensive team, and they were locking down on us that 3 minutes, 4 minute stretch. I thought we did a pretty good job moving the ball. We ran quite a bit of sets in the second half, and we were executing quite a bit. I thought when they were making shots, we were able to respond, and we ran some good offense to, get Jack going again and get Luka open shots and get myself an open shot as well. But at the end of the day, the game was lost when we lost that 11-point lead. It wasn't lost at the end of the game. They made a run on us, and we weren't able to respond midway in the second half.
Jordan, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Following up on Mike's question, Jordan, you talk about defensive communication. Who are the best on the team at that, and whose responsibility is it? I know the lineups are always different out there, so who's really good at that?
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that can step up and communicate really well. They're just not there 100% on everyone, doing. We can have a guy that's being, top vocal guy, but it takes the entire 5 guys out there to create a great defensive team. And we have 3 to 4 guys at some points, talking on his own, and there might be one guy that's not being as vocal as they should be. So I think it's just, being able to continue to get guys, to be vocal and be able to speak up, and because it's hard to see everything in a zone from the posts to the guards, and we play a lot of zone, and for our ability to be really great, like it has before in a lot of games this year, has been communication. I just think that if we're able to just continue to communicate, our defensive ends will start being better.
Was fatigue a factor in the second half at all?
No, I don't think fatigue was a factor. They were tired as well. That's why I kept pushing the ball, and we were getting easy baskets. I knew that their guards were getting tired, their big guys were getting tired. I know, and when that stretch was happening in the second half, there's guys begging for a stoppage of play, and I figured that we can just start keep running and keep going and keep getting extra baskets. And I know there's a stoppage play like a play after, but that's just something we got to find an extra gear to. When guys are getting tired, we have to kind of just rise above that and switch to a different gear.
Anything else for Jordan Bohannon? All right, Jordan, thank you for your
reliant on the 3, or was it was just difficult to get to Luka in the second half, or what did you see, I guess, as they took the lead?
Yeah, they're a really physical team, so they kind of took us out of our offense. We got a little bit stagnant there towards the end, and that's all credit to them. They're a great team, but we gotta
to move the ball better. We got to screen. We got to run our motion better towards the end.
The next question, Jack, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Jack, your three-point shooting in the last two games has been really, really on target. Is that something you thought you needed to do because CJ's out, or what? How do you explain suddenly that you're so good from three-point range?
Yeah, you know, all year my teammates have had total confidence in me. And these last couple of games, they found me in great shots, in great spots, and I've been able to get great shots and knock them down.
Jack, the next question from Grant Becker.
Jack, they were able to get a number of good looks from three there down the stretch, and that was kind of the tough thing for you guys defensively. What were they doing so well to get those looks that they wanted?
Yeah, they were moving the ball, and we weren't closing out into their space and taking their good three-point shooters out of those rhythm shots, and they were knocking them down towards the end, and that's something that we can improve on for sure.
The next question from David Eichholt.
Yeah, Jack, you guys went up 61-50, I think, with 14 minutes to go. And then, you know, they went on a little bit of run of their own. Did you feel like at that time the offense was just kind of settling for threes and a hot hand and quick shots? Or what do you, thinking back to that time frame, just what do you kind of see?
Yeah, all credit to them. You know, they stuck with their game plan. And during that little stretch, they got more stops than us, and they were knocking down those open shots. And, you know, we can't get casual on defense. When we take a lead, you know, that's where we got to bury them.
Jack, the next question from Scott Docterman.
Yeah, Chris, could I have permission to record, please?
You
first?
bet.
And then second of all, Jack, as far as three-point defense goes, is it a matter of just not closing out, not getting over to rotate quick enough as a unit, or is there something more that's schematic?
Yeah, as a team, you know, they're a great three-point shooting team. You know, they really stretch us out defensively when we were in that 2-3. And even if they take a step back further, we got to close out and get in their space and take the rhythm away from them.
The next question, Jack, from Tom Kakert.
Jack, you guys have had these close games the last couple of times coming down the stretch. What do you guys have to do to get over that hump? Is there one thing, two things you guys have to do?
Yeah, we just we got to be more locked in. You know, they're a great team, and you know they took us out of our stuff. And there was runs where we were on top and we looked like we were going to win, and then they fought back. So we got to be ready to fight back whenever they take that lead, and just stick to our game plan and do everything we can to win the game.
Any other questions for Jack Nunge? Okay, Jack, thank you for your time.